So, you're not here. All right, well, I'll just talk like I'm doing a mock class. Like, this is what we're. So the plan is anyway for the future is to work here and rent the place off of Mrs. Frost, Julie, and then basically do master classes here, fine dining dinners, and then also prep here and then move on to do events all around Southeast Queensland, basically. So we're Ember's wood-fired dining. And yeah, the idea is we'll film this now doing a master class of what we do. So what I will be making is this. So this is basically a delicious local organic strawberry, white chocolate kind of brownie, cooked with paper bark. So you get the nice aroma from the paper bark coming through and things like that. So brownie is probably one of the most simplest things to do. So that's why I chose it for today, because it's just easy, simple, not too much mucking around. So we'll start with this. The first thing to do is we'll go with butter. So really nice butter, which will lightly melt. Now, we'll get that on. Cool. Then, with the brownie, basically we have a mixture of caster sugar and then raw sugar, or you can do brown sugar. The reason why you do a light sugar or raw sugar or brown sugar is so you have that sort of softness, and then you have the crunch from the hard sugar as well. So you get that sort of brulee effect across the top, and then when you cut into it, it's really sort of gooey and everything else. That's why cookies are the best when they're like with a little bit of brown sugar or raw sugar. So sugar in, and then sugar in, and then so it's very similar to making a normal sort of cake. So you have your sugar and your eggs together to make kind of a light sabayon, rather than you can keep going all day and you get really light sabayon, mix that through and you have like a really light sort of sponge cake. But we don't want a sponge cake, we're trying to make a brownie. So it'd be like really heavy, sort of dense and gooey and that sort of thing. So again, it doesn't take long at all. We just lightly mix it together. I'm just trying to take out all the lumps basically of sugar, brown sugar, and the crystallization of the caster sugar. Mix that together like that. That's all. Now, into that we will go some nice strawberries. You do it with strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, apple's good, banana. Yeah, lots of different things really, it's fine. Cool. As we are going to be cooking and doing master classes throughout the plan of this sort of idea, nearly 90% of the ingredients we'll be using will be from the scenic rim or from local suppliers. I talk with the suppliers every single week at the current job I have now, and we've built up amazing relationships, so we're just going to use those guys. They'll be dropping off whole pigs and whole animals and that sort of thing. We'll do all the butchery on site. We're making our own house-made salamis, using local dairies and all this incredible stuff from the region. So if basically we have a saying between the three of us, if it's not from here, it's not on here. So everything will be from the region, just to support the local economy, like local people, and just a lovely story as well. So cool, and then we'll go in with the flour. Now, if you were making a cake, you wouldn't do it this way. You wouldn't just mix it together like this, because you'll lose all that beautiful air you've been trying to work on with those eggs to create that sort of sabayon. So lightly mix it together. This is just plain white flour. You can do like other flours, like rye flour and things like that. It'd just be a lot denser, you know. So, or you can, if you wanted to make it a little bit lighter, you could put a bit of self-raising in there. But yeah, like I said, we want it to be sort of, you don't want to eat too much of this, you know. Gluten-free, you could do it definitely with almonds. Almonds and a little bit of xanthan gum or guar gum, and then yeah, come up really nice. So almond meal would be perfectly fine. So actually a great substitute, isn't it, almond meal for that sort of thing. If you're gluten-free and nut-free, we might struggle there, to be honest. We'll have to. You could do, I mean, it would still work with honey. It wouldn't quite have that structural integrity like that. It wouldn't be as gooey. But you could do it with honey, or I mean, any of the other sort of sugar substitutes and things like that. Yeah, coconut sugar, you know, that sort of stuff. Yeah. Yes, definitely with coconut sugar. You definitely get caramelization with coconut sugar as well, which is really nice. Cool. So that's that sort of lightly mixed together. And then with our spatula, we will then fold in the white chocolate. Yes, not the healthiest option. You literally just incorporate it all together. At this stage, you can add a little bit of salt or a little pinch of pepper. Salt will really help balance out all of the flavors and really draw out the flavors. And pepper will just help it give a little, like a nice aromaticness to it as well, which is really nice. Then here's a tin I prepared earlier. So this is just parchment paper with a little bit of oil, and then the paper bark. So the idea with the paper bark is just to have a little. It's just when it cooks, you can smell it. It's like got a woody sort of eucalypty tea tree sort of smell coming off. Presentation-wise, it looks wonderful as well. But if I was going to serve this to you now at a table, I'd set fire to it. So I'd burn the edges, and then it would just come out to you smoking. You get a beautiful smoky aroma and that sort of thing. So that's why we do it, just because it's an extra leap in presentation as well. So cool. And then we just spoon this in. So there's loads of stuff you can cook in paper bark. It grows all over Australia. It's a great way to, and also what it does is it creates like a little moisture vacuum as well. So there's moisture in this bark, which will help keep your cake like sort of moist as well, which is really cool. When you get the paper bark, do you just source it out forever, or do you buy it? No, you can buy it. You can buy it in some stores, or you just go and source it. Just go somewhere. Well, you've got to wash it first, obviously. But yeah, it's a great way to cook fish and things like that. Obviously, traditionally you can do it in fish and that sort of stuff, but nice to experiment with cakes or all that sort of stuff. We've done pork, we've done all sorts of stuff in paper bark. Then that's it basically, and then you would put that in the oven probably about 180 degrees for about 45 minutes till it's nice and golden brown, like this one. A good way to test this is to put a little skewer inside, or a little end of your knife, tip of your knife, and then if it generally comes out not completely covered in the liquid, then it's absolutely fine. So you want to cook it. You want it cooked at about 80%. You don't want to be cooked all the way through. You want to be a little bit gooey and everything else throughout. So, and then the dish here is how I would serve it. Ooh. So I would do beautiful strawberries, that there,